The Malice at the Palace, 2004. November 19th, 2004. Detroit, the game that rocked the NBA to its core. The Indiana Pacers and Detroit Pistons were battling in a regular season game. But it wasn't the scores that would define this night. Ron Artest, known for his defensive prowess and fiery demeanor, found himself tangled up with Ben Wallace after a hard foul. What started as a rough play quickly spiraled into something far more dangerous. Wallace, clearly frustrated, shoved Artest. That's when things took a dramatic turn. Artest, unable to calm down, lay down on the scorer's table in an attempt to cool off. But as fate would have it, a fan in the stands threw a drink in his direction. That was the breaking point. Artest charged into the stands, fists flying, targeting the wrong person, and soon the Pistons' Steven Jackson and others were involved, throwing punches with fans caught in the middle. The scene was chaos. The aftermath was equally shocking. Artest received an 86-game suspension, one of the longest in NBA history, and the league fined both teams heavily. That reshaped how the NBA handled fan behavior, security, and player conduct, forever changing the league's image. That night, the NBA's fight with violence was made painfully clear. The Knicks Nuggets Brawl, 2006. The New York Knicks were struggling at 9-17, and the Denver Nuggets were holding steady at 13-9. But nobody expected what would happen when tensions boiled over in the final minutes of the game. With just over a minute remaining, Mari Collins made a reckless play, clotheslining J.R. Smith during a fast break. The hit was vicious, a flagrant 2 foul, and Smith immediately shot up, ready to throw again. Before Smith could act, Nate Robinson came charging in, throwing a punch and making the situation even worse. The two players tumbled into the photographers, and Carmelo Anthony came in and tried breaking up the fight. Jared Jeffries attempted to chase down Melo, but the damage has already been done. By the end of it, all 10 players on the floor were ejected. The NBA, Smith and Robinson got 10 games each. Fines totaling $500,000 were handed out to both teams. It wasn't a game anymore. The NBA had been forced to confront its growing issues with players' conduct and fan interactions, and the aftermath would have lasting impact on the league's future. Heat and Pacers, 2014. The LeBron James and Lance Stephenson incident. The Eastern Conference Finals between the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers was intense from the very start. Game 5 became famous for an unlikely source of drama. Lance Stephenson and his attempt to get under LeBron James' skin. With the Miami Heat leading the series, the Pacers knew this was a must-win game, and Stephenson, always ready for a little extra drama, tried a bold move that would go down in history. As LeBron James prepared for a free throw, Stephenson stepped up and blew into LeBron's ear. The bizarre move caught everyone off guard, and for a moment it seemed like the whole arena went silent. LeBron, clearly shaken, had to refocus quickly, though the incident sparked an intense reaction from the players and the crowd. Stephenson's stunt didn't go unnoticed. The moment became one of the most talked about incidents of the series, with fans and analysts alike questioning Stephenson's tactics. Despite the awkwardness of the situation, it added fuel to an already heated rivalry. LeBron, undeterred, finished the game strong, and the Heat eventually advanced. But the image of Stephenson blowing in LeBron's ear would linger long after the game, marking one of the strangest psychological plays in NBA history. Shaquille O'Neal vs. Charles Barkley, 1999. The rivalry between Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley was a clash of two larger-than-life personalities. It has been brewing for years, with both players throwing jabs at each other in the media. But everything boiled over during a game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets in 1999. The tension reached a boiling point where Barkley, known for his physical style, got into O'Neal's space. Shaq, already an intimidating presence, wasn't about to let Barkley push him around. The two exchanged words, and before anyone could blink, they were in the middle of a heated confrontation. Referees quickly stepped in to break it up, but the damage was done. The media pounced on the incident, questioning whether the rivalry has gone too far. LeBron James versus Isaiah Stewart, 2021. November 21, 2021, the Los Angeles Lakers versus Detroit Pistons. It started as just another regular season game, but it quickly turned into one of the most intense talked about moments of the year. With LeBron James and Isaiah Stewart on opposite sides, emotions were already high. The Lakers were trying to stay competitive in the West, and the Pistons at the bottom of the Eastern Conference were looking to make a statement. Everything changed during a routine free throw attempt in third quarter. LeBron boxing out Stewart swung his arm to his face and in the process got Stewart with an inadvertent elbow to the face. The blow cut Stewart's face open and blood immediately began to pour down his neck. What followed was a rare scene. Stewart viciously charged at LeBron multiple times, pushing through multiple players and coaches trying to restrain him. The arena was on edge as Stewart's aggression built, and for a few moments it looked like the situation could escalate into something far worse. Referees quickly assessed the situation, ejecting both players from the game. LeBron, known for his composed demeanor, was handed his first ever suspension in his career. Stewart, who has been trying to protect his honor and show his toughness, was also ejected and later suspended for 2 games. Kevin Garnett versus Dwight Howard, 2015. The rivalry between Kevin Garnett and Dwight Howard reached a boiling point in 2015 during a regular season matchup between the Brooklyn Nets and the Houston Rockets. Both players had exchanged verbal jabs and physical play on numerous occasions throughout their careers, but this game would become one of the most heated confrontations ever. It started early in the game with a series of hard fouls, physical play between the two big men. Garnett, known for his aggressive defense and trash talking, was getting to Howard's head, trying to frustrate the Rockets center. Howard, who often struggled with Garnett's in-your-face style, didn't take kindly of the extra physicality. After a tough screen from Garnett, Howard retaliated by shoving him away. The moment escalated when the two exchanged words, and for a short moment, it seemed like they were about to come to blows. Players and coaches stepped in to prevent a full-blown fight, and both were assessed technical fouls, but no one was ejected from the game. Serge Ibaka versus Robin Lopez, 2017. March 19, 2017, Toronto Raptors versus Chicago Bulls. A typical high-energy game quickly turned chaotic. Serge Ibaka, known for his hard-nosed play and strong defense, found himself in a heat exchange with Robin Lopez. The Chicago Bulls' tough center, after a battle for position in the paint, Ibaka was attempting to box out Lopez when the two tangled, a routine physical moment that quickly escalated. Lopez, always ready to mix it up in the paint, didn't take kindly of Ibaka's physicality. The tension reached to a breaking point when Ibaka delivered a hard shove to Lopez's back. Lopez responded by shoving Ibaka right back. The two exchanged a series of pushes before Lopez threw a wild punch at Ibaka. The referees wasted no time intervening, stepping in to break up the altercation before it could go any further. Both players were immediately ejected from the game, and the league later issued fines to both for the involvement in the incident, but there were no suspensions. Spurs vs. Suns, 2007, the suspended game incident. In Game 4 of the 2007 Western Conference semifinals between San Antonio Spurs and the Phoenix Suns, a pivotal moment occurred that altered the course of the series. With the games tied and under a minute, Robert Horry delivered a flagrant foul on Steve Nash, sending him crashing into the scorer's table. This led to a brawl where Raja Bell charged at Robert Horry, resulting in his ejection. The altercation prompted Amar Stoudemire and Boris Diaw to leave the bench, following the NBA rules. As a result, Horry was suspended for 2 games, and Stoudemire and Diaw were each suspended for 1 game. DeMarcus Cousins versus Dwight Howard, 2017. On April 9, 2017, the Sacramento Kings faced off against the Atlanta Hawks in a physical confrontation between DeMarcus Cousins and Dwight Howard. Extra heat to the game. You see, the two big men had a history of hard play against each other. This moment would stand out for the tension between them two. As expected, both players were to battle in the paint, with each fighting for position and battling for every rebound. The confrontation came when Cousins, known for his fiery temper, felt Howard was playing too aggressively. A harsh shove from Cousins sent a clear message, but Howard wasn't backing down, immediately retaliating with a shove of his own. The players squared up, exchanging heated words, but before things could escalate further, the referee stepped in to separate them. Despite the intensity, neither player was ejected from the game. And that's it. So which moment did we miss? Share your thoughts in the comments in the section below. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell for more amazing videos like this one.